This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Welcome to Kansas, gateway to...
We are living in historic times, recalling historic times. The 1860s in Kansas were the most tumultuous years in our state's history. We were immersed in the Civil War, having fired the first shots in Kansas years before, and we were in the middle, literally, of the Plains Indian Wars that followed. Because of the outbreak of the Civil War, settlement in Kansas was pretty limited to the eastern tier of the state until the war was over, and the scramble for land and to complete a transcontinental railroad pushed settlers into the western reaches of the state. This same area was already home to vast herds of buffalo and the Plains tribes who hunted them. Neither side felt they could coexist with the other. It is a conflict that has played out over and over in world history, and the results are always tragic for both sides. For the last decade, Kansas has been marking anniversaries of 150 years ago, beginning with the Kansas-Nebraska Act in 1854. Last year, there were dozens of significant dates marked, and this year is just as eventful. The events of 1867 led to the decisions made in 1868. Rather than solving anything, the situation had been escalated. General Phil Sheridan authorized the formation of an elite group of scouts, skilled plainsmen to be led by Major George Sandy Forsyth. It appeared to Sheridan that the biggest problem in fighting the Indians had been finding the Indians. These 50 fearless men, as historian Orville A. Cricky later called them, would find the Indians. They found Indians all right. For 9 days in September 1868, Forsyth's command was pinned down by the Cheyenne on an island in the Arickaree River in northeastern Colorado. Among the casualties were Lieutenant Fred Beecher, Civil War veteran and a member of the noted abolitionist family, and Roman Nose, the Cheyenne war leader and holy man. The story of their ordeal and the efforts to save them is the stuff of legend. In an unique collaboration, Forts Harker, Hayes, and Wallace with the Ray, Colorado Museum will commemorate these events in August and September. Plans are to include as many descendants as possible, and on August 24th, the Lincoln County Historical Society will host a program by Mike Day and a dinner for descendants. Many of the original scouts came from Lincoln County. The next day, the enlistment will be reenacted at Fort Harker, Kannapolis. Each weekend, events move to a new site. Historians, encampments, entertainment. The events at each site will be educational and interactive. This history occurred along the Smoky Hill Trail, and that association is a sponsor of the commemorative events. The Kansas Department of Wildlife, Parks, and Tourism is also a sponsor, and be sure you check their website for schedules of interesting things to do and places to visit all around Kansas.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.